He's out here.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mike Aharoni from Network USA, and this is Network USA TV. I just wanted to thank you very much for tuning in. I wanted to start off our show today just with a little 2-minute thing from my opinions about networking and the networking world. First and foremost, you know, the networking world it's a small world, and we are all here to build businesses together. We are all here to get out there and help individuals, small businesses, large businesses, connect to people. You know, there shouldn't be any competition. There shouldn't be any he said, she said, whatever the case may be. This should be one happy family in the networking world because we're only doing one thing, and that one thing is helping businesses grow. We're here to connect people to those people that they need to be connected to. That's why we have our magazine. That's why we do events. That's why we go out there day in and day out trying to help these businesses get referrals and to connect to people. I'll end it with this. The networking world may be a small world, but there are a lot of people on Long Island that you can connect to. Today on our show, you'll see two great people that we're going to connect live here. 2 weeks ago, you saw two great people. So right now, I'm going to introduce my partner, Bill Swikowski, and we'll fill you in. So Bill, welcome.
Thank you, Mike.
I'm welcoming me. I'm welcoming you on our own show.
Thank you for welcoming me on our show.
So 2 weeks ago, we had an amazing show. What do you think?
Our first show was out of control. We hit networking on multiple levels. We explained how to get out there and market yourself, and how to build your brand, and we're gonna go into that further on as our shows go on.
We had Gail King.
Gail
King
King
was a great guest on. She talked about, she was Missing America.
Yes.
She spoke about her show on Madhouse TV.
Yep. We had Kat Leo, who runs our Women Power Group,
you know,
which starts
Thursday night.
this Thursday night.
Thursday night at Panera in Port Jefferson
Station.
You know, there's a lot of great events happening. You know, I know today's Wednesday. Tonight we're actually teaming up with David Gussin and 516-61 Ads
at Carlisle at the Palace.
Carlisle at the Palace. Great organization. I'm very honored, as I know you are as well, that we can hook up.
He's the first person that introduced me.
Yes.
To networking.
Yes. Yes.
Besides my brother-in-law.
You always got to put family in, right? Yeah, I think we had a great. So tonight we have the 516
Ads tonight.
Thursday night we have the Women's Power Group.
We're going for the last 15 minutes.
We're only going, right. We're not allowed, unless we come in skirts.
Yeah.
March 10th, which is Monday, March 10th, March 26th, and March 31st. We're actually doing a meet and greet workshop.
Meet and greet at Launchpad LI in Mineola.
Right, so you can come, actually meet Network USA, see what we're all about. I know we're giving a lot out already. You can check our website out, www.networkusa.biz, B-I-Z. But I'm looking forward to today's show. We have two great people, which when we get back from commercial, we'll definitely get into that. So
the show again should be fun.
You know, let's rock and roll. Let's have a good show.
Let's network.
Let's network. See you after commercial.
Hi, my name is Dr. Tom Dow. We have a multidisciplinary practice in Melville and Ronkonkoma, New York, and we treat patients with many, many different conditions, from newborns through geriatric patients with numerous different techniques. There's a technique and a type of treatment for every class of patient. We have them all here. Here's my son Thomas, also a doctor of chiropractic, working on one of our patients' cervical spine. This patient has had chronic neck pain for many, many, many years, has been to a multitude of different practitioners with little or no response. And with our specialized techniques, she has improved tremendously and continues to improve on a daily basis. We have two practices, one in Melville and one in Ronkonkoma, New York. We are a multidiscipline chiropractic office. What that means is we have chiropractors, massage therapists, acupuncturists, psychologists, all working as a team and a network of outside professionals such as orthopedists and neurologists that we work hand in hand with to help determine what your injuries are and the best way to treat your injuries. I have the great pleasure of having my son in practice with me. We work hand in hand, father and son, to give our patients the best care possible, and a staff which is loving, caring, and you'll never have to wait at all in our office for service. Many times patients come into our office and they have what's called a soft tissue injury. Soft tissue injuries are like scars inside your body. If you've ever been cut on the outside of your body, you get a scar. The same thing happens inside of your body to your muscles and ligaments. So our job is to determine where those are, stretch the muscles, adjust the vertebra back into their correct position, and then refortify the normal structure with exercise. That's what we do best, and I hope someday you'll come see us at one of our two offices. Thank you.
Welcome back to Network USA TV. I have one of our first guests here, Henry Montag from the Tolley Center East. Henry, how are you today?
Good being here. Thanks for the invite.
No, I thank you. You know, first and foremost, before we even get into you, I just want to show people in our magazine, Long Island Magazine for Entrepreneurs, you actually were so grateful. Thank you very much. You actually wrote a beautiful article for us.
And by the way, and I've gotten some really good feedback.
You have?
That.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Here is his ad in the magazine, okay, with his beautiful picture.
Thank you.
All about it. So definitely try to pick up Long Island Magazine for Entrepreneurs and Henry Montag and definitely read it. So again,
some good advice.
I
Some
thank
good
you for that.
information, yeah. Thank you.
Speaking of the good advice, I know that you do a lot. You do a lot in regarding the life insurance and estate planning. Tell our viewers a little background about you, how you got into the business, and what exactly do you do, and how are you different from everybody else?
No, great questions. I've been doing this since 1976, and being part of the industry, there's an awful lot that's gone on in the industry that I'm proud of, and there are some things that have gone on in the industry that I'm not so proud of. And I'm now getting the opportunity to go back and specifically address some of those things. Back in the 80s, you may not remember, but interest rates.
I wasn't even born. Wait,
well, that's why you wouldn't remember. You just made it. But back then, interest rates were very, very high. And with interest rates being as high as they were, and insurance contracts paying as little as they did, what wound up happening is that people began leaving their insurance contracts, leaving the money that they had in their cash values of insurance contracts, and putting it into the banks. Now, the insurance industry is a pretty smart industry, and they realized that they had to do something to stop that tremendous outflow. So what they eventually did is they created a new product, and it was a new product that paid the same competitive interest rates that the banks did. Well, that was great, but what the insurance industry neglected to tell the consumers is that the interest rates were not fixed, and that as interest rates changed, if they went up, then people would have more coverage, but if they went down, then people would have less coverage. And in fact, as we know, interest rates went down from the 17, 18% down to where we are right now at 3%. And as a result, many people's life insurance are expiring years earlier than they should. And what I'm trying to do now is advise those people, and I'm trying to do it through their advisors, through their accountants, through their
So
attorneys.
you're basically like a consultant. Someone would come to you and you say, listen, I may have a problem. Can you help me out? You would come in and basically check out their policy and see where they can go.
That would be the ideal situation, but unfortunately, people aren't even aware that they have a problem. And it's not just that the sons and the daughters or the owners of the contracts that they're aware, it's that their advisors aren't even aware that they have a problem. So if people aren't aware that there's a problem, no one is coming to me. But what I'm doing through the Tolley Center, and by the way, the Tolley Center stands for Trust-Owned Life Insurance. So what I'm doing is I'm actually going out and providing information to the accountants, to the attorneys, and letting them know that there's a problem and that it should be evaluated, that their contract is not just something that they buy and hold, but instead it's something just like their stock portfolio.
Right.
It's something that they would buy and manage.
I know.
Or
I know
should
you-
manage.
No, definitely. I know that. I've done my research on you, and I know you're very famous in the outside world regarding estate and what you're describing about. I know you've been on Fox News. I know you've been on CNN. I've known that you actually have written articles for the Bar Association, for the CPA associations. Explain to our viewers and to me exactly where we can find those articles if they still exist, and how and what these articles are about, so people can read up on you and see how they can use you and your services.
Well, the articles are basically written for the professional. Basically, and one of the few times that I've written to the general public was in your magazine, because I do want to reach your audience. Your audience are the ultimate beneficiaries of these life insurance contracts that have been in place, that have been sold over the last 25, 30 years. But basically, it's the New York State Bar Association, it's the State Society of CPAs, it's the National Conference of CPA Practitioners. We're reaching out to the professional community. When I say I, it's myself and my partner. We're reaching out to the professional community. We're doing it by way of continuing education credits for accountants, for attorneys.
That's great.
And we're trying to get the word out there.
No, that's great. Coming from the insurance background, I always heard that life insurance is guaranteed or something to that effect, or pay your premium and you're guaranteed something. Can you go a little in depth? Because I know you mentioned earlier that you said about being guaranteed and now it's not guaranteed. Can you just go into that a little bit so our viewers understand, when it comes to life insurance, what is guaranteed actually, and what is the universal life that you speak of?
All right, it's a great question. Life insurance is basically made up of three individual parts. We've got term insurance, which we know is guaranteed for a period of time. We've got whole life insurance, which if someone pays their premium each and every year and they don't rely on dividends, then that contract is guaranteed and it'll be here for the rest of the person's life. But then there's another category called flexible premium life insurance. And that's the universal life insurance, that's the variable life insurance, that's the adjustable life insurance, it's the new indexed annuity life insurance. Those contracts are not guaranteed. But the problem is that people keep thinking that life insurance is guaranteed, but it's not. This new life insurance, the trade-off for a higher interest rate or to participate in the interest rate is that their products are not guaranteed and that they can expire, and that's in fact what's happening.
Isn't their agent or their broker, shouldn't they help? Shouldn't they know what's going on? Shouldn't they realize what's happening in the change of Universal?
You mentioned an interesting word, should. A broker should stay in touch with his or her clients. The insurance company does what it should do. It should provide an annual statement once a year. But what do most people do with those annual statements when they come in? They put them in that same bottom right-hand drawer that they placed their life insurance in. People aren't aware. People aren't on top of it. And no, the insurance industry is not doing, as far as I'm concerned, a good enough job of letting people know that their life insurance possibly may be in danger. And it's not even possibly. Basically, 38% of existing life insurance is in danger of lapsing prematurely. And that's a specific number.
So explain to the viewers and to myself, if someone needs you, let's say someone needs your services and they're hearing you and they're reading your articles, what are the steps, or how does someone contact you, and how do you go? Because I know a lot of advisors, unfortunately, are very pushy and people don't really like that. So what is your approach? How can somebody reach you and take it from there?
Well, let me answer the first question first. No, my intention is not necessarily to sell anybody new insurance. And that's really part of the reason that people say that life insurance people are pushy. What we do is we act as consultants to examine and to reintroduce somebody to what they already have, to what they already own. What we're trying to do, and we charge a fee, so there's no commission involved. We charge a fee and have people begin understanding what it is that they have and how they might be able to better manage what they have to make certain that it lasts. People can reach me either at the website, Henry at the ToleyCenterEast.com, or by telephone. Should I
Yeah,
give you my
please,
number?
yeah.
All right, again, the number is 516-695-4662.
And we're going to post that as well when people review it, so people can get actually in touch with you. Because I think what you bring up in the topics, people should definitely know about. You know, it's definitely a changing market. I can see it, and people need to realize what's happening. You know, before we go to commercial, what are you doing in the future? Are you have any upcoming shows that you're going to be on? Are you writing any articles that we should be looking out for? What's your next step?
It's a continuation of the same, and by that I mean that we're providing lectures for accountants, for attorneys. We have several lined up. I'm not going to sit here and bore you and give you the information. Articles. Just the other day I was advised that the New York State Bar Association, their law journal, invited me to post another article for the summer issue. And we have various articles, but they're all in professional organizations, in professional models that for the most part the general public may not access. What we're trying to do is we're trying to advise the advisor to be able to make his or her client aware of the problem. And by shows like this and by articles such as yours in the magazine, we're hoping to reach the ultimate beneficiary, because those are the people that are most at risk. Charitable organizations are losing their opportunity to get monies that people were kind enough to name them as beneficiaries, and many children of their parents are not going to be able to receive the insurance that they thought that they might be receiving, simply because of that word that you mentioned before. The 85% of the insurance that people own is not guaranteed, and people just aren't aware of it.
Who do you want to meet in the business world? What other professionals will be able to help you reach your clients?
It's primarily the accountant, the attorney, the bank trust officer, the institutional. See, the tools are, excuse me, the tools are already there. Institutions have been using these tools for the last 15, 20 years, but the general public has not yet made themselves aware that those tools are there, that those tools can be used. What we're trying to do is to have the general public use those tools that are already there and just take advantage of them.
You know, coming from the insurance field, you know, one of our guests, we'll get to right after the commercial, does reverse mortgages. And I think the synergy there could definitely be helpful to you. And we'll definitely hook you on today live and see what you guys can do together. But before we cut the commercial, like I said before, any last words or advice that you would like to give to your prospects or to the viewers?
Sure. Think of this. You have a stock portfolio, you have a bond portfolio. Ask yourself, how many times during the course of the week, a month, or a quarter do you get in touch with your wealth manager, with your broker, to find out about the performance, about the monitoring of your money? And then ask yourself the same question. How many times or how often have you last looked at your insurance contract, which, by the way, may be significantly larger than your investment portfolio? How many times have you actually looked there, and shouldn't you?
Great. I think those were perfect advice. We're going to cut to commercial. I'm assuming you're staying, I hope.
Absolutely.
And I'll introduce you to Jill. Jill Sabrocki is our reverse mortgage. She also owns an auto body shop. Great woman. I'm very happy for us to introduce you. So I thank you for staying. I thank you for this little segment. I hope our viewers got a lot from you.
Thank you. And I'd like to thank you and
Please.
Bill for the opportunity. Thanks very much, guys.
My pleasure. We'll see you right after the break.
My name is Dr. Robert Robert Brevard. I'm here for Multi-Medicine in Westbury, New York. We're located at 1065 Old Country Road, Suite 214. Been here for about 15 years. The practice has medical doctors, physical therapists, chiropractors, acupuncturists. We also do pain management, and we have orthopedists on staff. Here at Advanced Multi-Medicine Rehabilitation, we've got physical therapists on staff who treat an array of conditions, from neck pain to back pain, shoulder pain. We treat carpal tunnel. We treat a lot of car accident patients, slip and falls. We treat patients with knee injuries, with ankle injuries. We have state-of-the-art equipment. We've been here for over 15 years. Vast array of diagnostic testing, from x-rays to EMGs. What is an EMG? It's a diagnostic test that allows a doctor to determine where the pinched nerve is. Cora is a physical therapist at Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation. She's working on Stephanie, who was involved recently in an automobile accident. Stephanie has tight thoracic and cervical musculature, and Cora is doing some myofascial release work and some therapeutic stretching, doing it to help her with her pain. Vicky is also a patient here at Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation. Vicky is now working her leg muscles, specifically her quadricep muscles, trying to strengthen them after an injury she sustained. If you find yourself in need of any type of physical therapy, please don't hesitate to call Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation, located in Westbury, New York, in Suite 214. Phone number is 516-334-7000, or find us on our website at advancedmultimedicine.com.
I am Tom Mealy for the Harrison Law Group, and I have been telling you for years that getting involved in an automobile accident is no joke. This is what we do. We're not new at this game. If you've been involved in an accident of any kind and you go to a law firm that says you have no case, it's simple. It's because they can't do it and they don't get it. You need to call us directly at 1-800-INJURY-LAW.
Welcome back. Once again, thank you, Henry, for your time. Looking forward to it. I'll shoot over to Bill. Let's see what Jill has to offer. I'm excited.
Welcome to the show, Jill.
Thank you so much.
Very excited to have you here.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Let's get into it.
Okay.
Tell us a little about yourself and everything you're involved in.
Well, I
your
wear a lot of
company.
different hats. I'm a woman. You know, of course, women wear different hats.
Yeah, she's a woman.
Yeah. Woo! You know, of course, I'm married. I have children. I run a business with my husband. He owns an auto body shop. I'm the CFO, and I have my own reverse mortgage business. I guess it's just my need to help people, and that's really what I do for a living. Is I just help people, and the synergy that we get from owning a body shop and doing reverse mortgages is our focus is on the seniors. Reverse mortgages have such a negative connotation attached to it. And what I do is I get out there and I do seminars and I educate people and I educate the seniors. It's not just a mortgage. What it is a life plan, and you should be using it as a planning tool. And you should be speaking with your financial advisors, your accountants, your elder care attorneys. We never want you to get to a position where you are eating cat food, where you've paid off your house and you have nothing left and you don't want to go to your children. You should be living the retirement that you want to live. And that's what we do with the reverse mortgages. We're not out to take the house. The government doesn't take your house. You know, it's really about, as we said, a financial plan. When a lot of elder people get into accidents and they come to the body shop, and of course they have a lot of damage on their car, they say, now what am I going to do? And this is also how the reverse mortgages come, because they're cash poor. And we don't want them to be. Seniors have worked hard their whole entire life. I know for a fact my parents are seniors. My grandparents were seniors. And I just want them to live the life that they deserve to live. And that's why I do what I do.
Yeah, that's great. You know, and it's all about helping other people.
100%.
You know, and I think your body shop, First Class Collision.
First Class Collision, we are in
yes,
Westbury.
and Westbury. I've used you. Awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome. I must say myself.
Yes.
Not being partial.
Yes. Yes.
But it's all about helping people.
Yes.
You know, and the same thing that I shoot to Henry. You know, it's about helping people, and that's what you want to do also. You know, and the reason why I brought you two on here is because I think that synergy that you both have about helping people. You know, besides the body shop that you own, First Class Collision, I think the reverse side and what you're trying to do with the estate and the life insurance, I think can definitely have that synergy.
Absolutely.
What do you both think?
Well, look, the idea of people, as you mentioned, living their lives, and then at the very end, they're house rich and cash poor, that's why the government created these programs. But, as you say, sometimes the people who need to hear it, for whatever reason, because of the poor reputation in the past, people aren't taking proper advantage of it. And it's good that people like yourselves and other organizations are in fact getting out there, and putting the word out there in seminars is really one of the best ways to go, in addition to letting the advisors know, because the advisor is the one that has the inner ear of that client. So I think what you're doing is a wonderful thing.
Thank you.
Jill, do you find it hard to get people's attention, and you find it hard to spread that word to get people into that room and say, listen, this is what you need to do? And
They come in with a lot of myths. So actually, I start out any kind of seminar being like a myth buster and saying, you know, they'll say, well, Henry Winkler says this, or Robert Wagner says this. Do you think those two know anything about a reverse mortgage? No. So I am there to give the facts. Obviously, the best source of referral for me would be their own elder care attorney, would be their financial planner, would be their accountant. These are their trusted advisors, you know, and they will say, sit down with Jill. Just listen to what she has to say. And I try to give them a scenario and show them. You know, the biggest concern for the family is they're going to run out of equity, or the biggest concern for the senior is the fact that I'm not going to have anything to leave my children. That is not true. That is not true at all. And these are the myths that we're trying to get rid of. My husband and I, actually, we are retired insurance adjusters, which is how we opened the body shop. And it was our need to help people and to work for them. What infuriates me more than anything is when seniors or anybody is taken advantage of. And when you go to a body shop, of course, you know, you're going to be taken advantage of. That's just the nature of the business. It's a nasty business. But Greg and I, we work for you. We worked for the insurance companies. We didn't like the way that we were having to treat people, and that's why we opened the own body shop. For the seniors, it makes me crazy that these people would walk around and want their money. I cannot allow that to happen. I cannot allow the families to take advantage of the seniors, which happens more often than not, which is why the government really monitors what goes on in a reverse mortgage. You know, you also have to be careful. Loan officers have to be licensed. We are watched by the government. We have to be fingerprinted. We have to pass certain tests. We have to be bonded. I mean, that's a really important aspect. Anybody can write a mortgage, but not everybody should be writing a mortgage because they're not licensed to do so.
Yeah.
So that's really the point, is when you're going to somebody, whether it be your car, whether it be for a mortgage, know their background. Know that they are working for you. That is really the best advice that I can give to anybody.
That's a good point.
And that's great advice, you know, and you said something about adjuster, you know, coming from the insurance field and being a public adjuster myself, you know, because since Sandy, you know, public adjusters has gotten a bad rap. You know, all these commercials on reverse mortgages that you see, you know, they get a bad rap. The financial advisors, some financial advisors get a bad rap. They're all about sell, 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 just give me a 20-year term. It's not like that. It's not about that, you know. And it's unfortunate how people like ourselves are really sincere and are trying to get out there to help these individuals. And it's hard, you know. It's like the networking world.
Do you think
know?
it's hard? Do you think it's hard to get out there because it's somewhat saturated and people just want to like get out there,
Yeah.
and people are not? Again, we're going back to that human to human.
Right.
That factor is that also what's missing now on pretty much every industry is missing that one chemistry factor, that
Or that
H2H.
caring factor.
The caring factor,
The caring,
yeah.
the passion. You know, it's my passion to help people.
Yeah.
Where people go into it saying, it's all about me, it's about the money, I don't care about these people. I've walked away from mortgages because I know it's not the right thing for them, or the family is making us do it. You know, and you have to work with people who care about you. It's not about them. A reverse mortgage is never about me. Fixing a car is not about Greg and I. It's about them. It's about doing the right thing.
Their future, their safety, and so on. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's also a new industry,
Yeah.
and because it's a new industry, people have to be educated about it.
Well, reverse is not a new industry. Reverse has been around for over 30 years.
Well, you see that? And here I am in the business, and I'm still calling it a new industry.
No.
Why? Probably because they began advertising on TV a few
Because
years
there's
ago.
a greater need for it. But this
Yeah.
is a government program that's been in existence for over 30 years. And you hear about it more and more, especially living on Long Island. The seniors can't afford the taxes. They can't afford to live on these fixed incomes. And that's why the reverse program was put into place, to help these seniors. You know, my parents' generation, they were taught buy your house, you pay off your house. Your whole life is about paying your house. But in the end, what is that going to do for you? Now you're paying to get the money out of your house that you spent the last 30 years paying off.
And I
So-
hate being cold and callous, but awful lot of times when the last of the parents pass away, that house that had been so important for all these years winds up being sold, and the money being divided between the children, and all of that importance that was placed in that homestead is basically lost. And I agree with you. I'd rather see the seniors enjoy that equity rather than just passing it off
Yeah.
and having it
And
be
with just a
chopped
little
up and
more-
divided
Yeah.
to the children.
Just
But
a little bit more
enjoy the
education,
equity.
it would be a different story.
And still leave it to the children. That is really the point. Nobody wants their house. The government doesn't want their house. I don't want their house. I want their children to be able to have the house while the parents are still able to live the way that they want to live. And that's what it's about. And that's why I say it's a financial plan.
Yeah, and that brings you in, you know, and that's where everyone needs to be on the same
yeah.
page, because there's a lot of bad press, a lot of negative press. You know, who do I believe? A lot of social media. This person said this. This person, you know, it's all a cluster,
Yeah.
and it's very hard now that we're in this generation.
I think people need to educate the advisors because, as you say, you may be new to the individual, whereas the accountant or the attorney may have had a relationship with those folks for the last 10, 15, 20 years. So if you can educate them and they in turn put their stamp of approval on it, that just makes your life, well, I think would make your life so much easier.
And you make your client's life. You make a difference. That's how I live my life. Make a difference.
That's it. You know, that is a perfect motto. A perfect motto to live by is to make a difference. You know, people need to be credible. You made yourself credible already. You know, you've been on those TV shows. You've written those articles. You know, so you know we can trust you. You are a trusted advisor, and same thing with you. You know, you've come from the adjuster side to the body shop to the reverse. So you know how things are working and how people are being taken advantage of. You know, it's the people. You know, what I like to say is the people that's already been in it and been affected in it know what to do.
Yes.
You know, these people that come in and be like, oh yeah, I know everything, and they don't really have the personal experience. You know, you need to have the personal experience. You
It's
need
just to
be-
drive that education
It's
part.
the education. It's the personal. It's the
That
credibility.
education part
Yeah.
really.
And the
really
most
plays a
important
big
thing
factor.
is people don't like to be sold. People like to be educated. People like to be
Absolutely.
informed. People like to come to that aha moment by themselves.
Now, would you recommend, said client comes to you really in a bad financial position. They don't have, like, say, a savings account. Did you know the reverse mortgage will give you a forced savings account and pay you about 4.5% a month? 4.5% a month.
There are many things that I know, but I'm sure there are many things that I don't know.
Right.
And that's where someone like you can be
Yeah.
very, very
But if you heard
instrumental.
something like that and you knew that would make a difference in your client's life, wouldn't you recommend the product?
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And that's what people don't understand about reverse mortgages. You know, and that's what you're saying is I get out there, I educate people. Listen, it might not be for them. I understand that. But 9 out of 10 times, they need it. They might not want to admit they need it, but they need it.
You know, it's all, again, it's all about that human to human and helping others. You know, I want to twist it a little bit, you know, and bring in the body shop, you know, expert of it, in the fact that, you know, you see all these people going out, reverse mortgages, people are taking advantage of, financial advising, people are taking advantage of. You know, I know, again, coming from the insurance and you being in the body shop and adjuster, there are hundreds of body shops out there. And let's say someone has an insurance company and the insurance, they get into an accident, God forbid, and the insurance company says, go to my body shop, go to my body shop. You know, can you let our viewers know exactly, you know, what body shop do you even go to? Do we listen to the insurance company? Because
No,
here you go
you
again,
don't listen.
people taking advantage of other people. You know, these insurance companies are conglomerates, you know, but what happens if something actually does happen?
Right. You do not have to go. That is like the #1 myth in body shops. You do not have to go to where the insurance company tells you. You pay your premium. You have every right to select your body shop. The body shops that they want you to go to are their shops, meaning that they pay them a certain percentage. But what they're going to do, you own a brand new Mercedes. You get into an accident. They're going to put an aftermarket bumper back on your car. This is made in China. This is flexible. It's plastic. It's not going to hold the paint. It's not going to match your paints. We're not going to do that. We're going to get the bumper from the manufacturer, from Mercedes. Yes, it's going to cost a fortune. We're going to match the paint exactly, and we're going to guarantee that car for the life that you have that car. Those body shops, it's all about the money. It's about fixing the car as cheaply as possible. We don't do that. You pay a lot of money for insurance. We want to give you back that car the way it was before the accident happens. Those other body shops, they're factories. They're going to keep your car for 30 days. Generally, as long as it's not a really heavy hit, we get that car on a Monday, we put you in a rental, get the adjuster out there, we'll give you back that car by Friday. Our worst case scenario is maybe 2 weeks. Those body shops are holding on to those cars for 30 days. You only have rental for 30 days. What happens after 30 days? You become responsible for the rental. So these body shops are actually incurring you additional costs. They don't care. They just don't care.
Now you go into the customer service part of it.
Correct.
Customer
we will
service,
sit
which
there.
again, people are losing that
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, we
The
will sit there, we
education,
will
customer
call it-
service.
Right.
It is that H2H. It's a major factor that's hurting a lot of people. You know, and we have people that are there to educate them. And, you know, people don't want to listen. They're somewhat stuck in a mind frame where they either know what they're talking about and they don't,
Yes.
or they just don't want to hear it,
Now, do you-
and that hurts.
Yeah.
That hurts. They don't
It
realize
does.
they don't
It
realize
does.
it until
It
you show it
does.
to them on paper, and it's like, all right.
Do you service just the Hicksville area or your surrounding area, or
No.
can you go?
We offer free, we actually live in Melville. We actually offer free pickup and delivery. We make it really easy for you. We will actually call the claim in for you. We will put you in a rental. The next time you see us, your car will be fixed. You will leave me the rental, and you will take your car. We make it very, very easy. We do
Very nice.
24-hour towing. You never have to worry about anything. Getting in an accident is stressful enough. You know, with, oh my God, I have to tell my husband I got into an accident. I have to tell my father I got into an accident.
Right.
It's never the husband, like I have to tell my wife I got into an accident.
If someone does need a body shop, how can they contact you? And again, we'll put all your contact information in case you can't jot it down. But
We are centrally located in Westbury. Our shop number, my husband Greg usually answers the phone, 516-433-4448. I can be reached for the body shop, for my reverse mortgages, 516-901-1486.
great. Now just don't call you at 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
We are on duty 24 hours a day. We are here to help no matter what.
And,
Thank you.
speaking of servicing, and I forgot to ask you, Henry, where do you service your clients? Will you be able to go anywhere? If someone calls you, what are your service areas? Will you be able to go? I recall, and forgive me if I'm wrong, your partner is from Las Vegas, I believe?
Yes,
Okay, great. So I'm assuming you service nationwide?
we go nationwide,
Awesome.
wherever there's a problem. And just getting back for a
Awesome.
moment, you did a great job of selling me on the next time that I need a resource for reverse mortgage and or hopefully not with a car.
Hopefully.
But did a great job. And
But that's what we do. That's
your
really what we
service
do.
and your personality and your attitude came through loud and
Thank you.
clear.
Well, we're a family-owned business.
You know what just happened?
It's just me and my husband's.
We just made a love connection.
We just networked.
Well, it worked. That's what you're trying to do, and it worked.
That's what the show is all about. You know, it's all about, and before we go into commercial, you know, and we'll talk about networking afterwards and what we're doing for the community, but this is what the show is all about. It's about bringing individuals on, about bringing businesses on, and not just really interviewing. I ask you a question, you answer. I ask you a question. It's not like that. It's a panel. It's a panel discussion where we discuss and try to meet, you know, and try to converse and do it that way. You know, and I think the first show and I think today has been great.
I caught that first show's excellent
You
show.
know, I think it's definitely been great. But let's shoot to commercial, and we'll come back and we'll talk about what we're doing for the community, our networking. Again, let me thank both of you. You know, you'll still be here. You know, Joseph Brocky, First Class Collision, Reverse Mortgages. Okay. Henry Montag, Tolly Center East, right? And I like the Tolly because we have the subway sign behind
Oh,
us.
this is as east
Look at
as
that,
this is as
right?
east as it gets.
That's great. So
And I'm sorry, you know, I should just mention what the Tolly
Please.
Center stands for: Trust-Owned Life Insurance. Tolly,
Easy.
Trust-Owned Life Insurance.
I think I love acronyms.
Well played.
I
Well played.
love acronyms. But besides that, well, let's shoot to commercial and we'll come back. Sounds good?
It worked.
Sounds
Thanks.
good. We'll see you soon.
Welcome to Formula Auto Wash, where every day is a great day for a car wash. Open 7 days a week from 8 a.m. till 5:30 p.m. Sundays 8 a.m. till 4 p.m. Detailing packages for every budget, starting out at $29.99. 100% hand wash and detail centre. Horsehair and microfiber brushes and mitts. Proudly using Ecolab Blue Coral soaps and waxes. Formula Auto Wash has served the community for over 30 years. Senior discounts all day, every day. Ladies' Day Wednesday, $3 off any wash. Early bird discount Monday through Thursday till 9:30 a.m. Check out our website, formulaautowash.com.
Are you planning an event and want to include entertainment, but you're not sure where to turn? Act1Entertainment.net has provided over 1,500 events with quality, affordable live entertainment at private parties, corporate affairs, festivals, bike rallies, and more. Act 1 will fit into your budget. They're friendly, reliable, and do all the legwork for you. They take all major credit cards. Log on to Act1Entertainment.net for a free, no-obligation price quote or call 631-758-3505 for a brochure. You'll be happy you did.
Brooklyn's best locksmith and hardware.
We have 3 of the largest showrooms of safes on display and in stock. You can see and touch them in person instead of browsing a catalog. We carry gun and rifle safes, burglary safes, jewelry safes, fire rated from a half hour to 2 hour. Famous name brands.
We sell Gardol.
We sell AMSAC.
The new AMSAC touchscreen.
If you're ever in need of a safe, think Brooklyn's best locksmith and hardware. Right, Lockie?
That's right, Alan. Dad, Where do babies come from?
Well, there's that big, shiny rocket ship. That's right, it's filled with babies of all kinds. And when the shiny rocket ship penetrates, mommy and dad goes, and when the time is just right, there's a space launch.
All systems go.
Babies of all kinds, released all over the place. Yeah, Africa. Mommy's Babylandia. That's right, it's filled with babies. After an amazing 9 months, babies. And that, son, is where babies come from.
But Jake said babies come from
Planet Babylandia.
You go, play with us on the bus.
wheels on the bus
Go round and round, round and round, round and round. Wheels on the bus go round and round, all through the town.
Welcome back to Network USA TV. Once again, thank both of you. I think we've had a great panel today. In 2 weeks from today, we're actually going to have John Hassler of 2000 Computer Solutions. Great IT guy. And Roger Schagel from First Equity. Great title. You like my mimic?
Well, I'm trying to get the word in. But, you know.
You're funny.
That's what makes us good partners, though.
It is true. It is true. What I want to talk about for the next 15 minutes or so, the last 15 minutes, I should say, is about networking and why network, Henry networks, Jill networks, Bill networks. Before I shoot it over to Henry and ask him how he networks, I just want to mention that the Line magazine, the next issue coming out is May 22nd. If you are interested in putting an ad in there, it does go out to 10,000 people. I do know people have been called already from it. It's very cheap. It's anywhere from $100 to $900, period. That's it. Editorials are free. If you like to write for us. We would love to put you in. It's going to be a great next issue. So
the next issue is going to broaden
yes.
the whole entire networking on
Yes.
many different levels.
Yes.
Because we have so many new people that
Yes.
wanted to feel and look at the first magazine, and since they did, it was
it's a first class.
It was.
I got to say too that
Thank you.
it's not a cheap rag. It's a first class magazine. Both the colors, the feel of it, the texture. It's really. I think you guys really should be credited with having done a
Appreciate
great job.
that.
Thank you.
It
Thank you
took,
very much. Thank you.
We had a vision, and the vision panned off. You know, a lot of people are coming up to us. Do you have a box? Do you have a box?
You have a box.
Your box of things. It's
Yesterday,
crazy.
someone asked for 2
Yeah,
boxes.
and being a big networker myself, and that's how Michael and I met.
Yeah.
When I looked through the magazine, you know, I saw the quality of people that he has in the magazine. And I was so happy to see so many of people that I network with and that I actually trust and that are in some of my networking
What was that
groups.
feeling when you actually went through the magazine and you said, I know her, I
Right.
do business with them, I love
I was so happy for them because I know their reputation
Yeah.
and I know that I can call them. And that's the most important thing I have to say about networking is that when you're recommending somebody, it's your name associated with it. So if that person screws up, they are never going to come back to you again.
Yep.
And what
Yeah.
I've learned through networking is you want to become the go-to person. You want, when people walk into the body shop, we actually have a wall with all different cards on it. And my customers will come in, Jill, I need somebody that does this. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
And you want to be that person. And you never want to give somebody that someone had a bad experience with. Because that's going to be the end of you and your reputation and the trust that you've developed with that person. So that's a big part of networking. So opening that book and seeing a lot of people that I trust in there, I was so happy for them.
You know, you touch upon a very, very,
See what I mean?
you know, good subject. Trust.
Trust.
You know, the networking world is you gotta trust people. You know, you gotta trust people. You know, people are out to get you. You know, people are always going to be out to get you, but it's that trust factor that you have to build and really understand what somebody is trying to do.
Right.
You know, take Network USA for example. You know, Network USA is not trying to go out there and saying to people, we're the best. It's not, we're all here to grow together.
Well, I think the growth part is the most important thing because today more than ever, no one person has a monopoly on all the good ideas. Nobody has information or resources, but they have resources.
Correct.
And those resources can basically touch each and every aspect of anything that any client might ever come in. And it's just a wonderful way of expanding our own horizons.
Agreed. You know,
how
there
could you work together, or how could you work with that next person?
You got to build that trust factor, you know, and that's what we're trying to do with the magazine and everything. And the thing is that, you know, there are so many networking event companies out there. You know, 51661 Ads, awesome company. We work with them. Yes. You know, I'm on the board of the Ronald McDonald House. They have their own networking event. Awesome. You know, I know you're part of Gotham. You know, I've heard Gotham, great reviews on Gotham.
Yeah.
You know, there's so many networking events that the market is so saturated.
Right,
And
BNI.
everybody is trying to get everybody.
Right.
And it's like, hello, we're trying to help everybody, not grab everybody.
No, but what I see you guys doing that's really different is there are a lot of smaller groups that are putting individual groups together, whether they be young professionals, whether they be accountants, attorneys, whatever the case is. But what you're doing is you're offering the opportunity for those groups to network with each other by having an event that incorporates people from many, many different areas, and that's wonderful.
I mean, I've been a member of BNI for 4 years for the Body Shop, and I recently got involved because of the owner of my company for my reverse business, Centerpoint Mortgage. Hello, Renee Richter. She's amazing. She's a
that was our first plug.
She is an unbelievable networker as well, and she was the one that introduced me to Gotham. So, you know, Centerpoint Mortgage, who I work for, they're a very big sponsor of Gotham, and that's what I've learned. But there are good networkers out there, and when you walk into a room and you get to see people and you get to talk to them, I feel like in the first 30 seconds, you're going to know, is that person a taker or is that person a giver? Mm-hmm. And that's really what's really important. And we were talking about this before, and we were talking about this yesterday in a meeting I attended. It's not so much what that person can do for you, it's the people that they know. Everybody knows 500 people. That's what they say.
Yeah.
So you never know who that person's going to know that's going to change your life in 30 seconds.
That right there is what everyone is forgetting.
Everybody forgets that
to
part
networking.
of it.
Everyone forgets that.
Exactly.
It's all about, do you have a referral for me? It's not about relationships. See, what we're trying to do on this show and what Network USA is trying to do is build relationships. I don't expect you and Henry and you, Jill, to go out and say, oh, let me have a reverse. Oh, I need a body. I don't expect that. What I do expect is, hey, who do you need to meet? That's why I asked you when we had that interview together, who do you need to meet? You know, because what Bill and I want to do is we want to hook you up to those people that you need to meet. Mm-hmm. Because a relationship is far, far more greater than just giving a referral or just
That's
giving a lead.
That's the most important thing, because if you have the relationship, if you build that relationship, and you're not looking to just rush it, and you're not looking to just see what can I get from this person over the next 30 seconds, or who does he or she know, but if you just take the time to build and slowly grow a relationship, you're bringing in the trust factor, and you may not need somebody the next day, next week, but possibly next month. The situation comes up. Who do I remember?
A relationship.
And who do I trust? And who do I have that relationship with?
Yeah, a relationship may not be a project or two or a job or two. A relationship is a future.
It's definitely a future.
And that's what
you
that
and you and all three of us, Bill, myself, and you met, I'd say about January, so about 3 months ago. You know, I think that's when we met, and I believe we hit it off. You know, I haven't seen you in our little networking world, so in the next 2 minutes or so, just to keep it brief, what kind of networking do you do? You know, so our viewers can know that there is other networking out there.
Well, again, what I do in the professional marketplace, I have 5 kids, a wife. I don't have an awful lot of free time.
5 kids.
5 kids.
God bless you.
So I don't have an awful lot of free time, but what I do have is time to be professional in terms of my professional networking, in terms of my professional marketing. And there I go to some of the professional organizations, and those usually take place once a month. I don't create them. I just go to them and I attend them.
Where do you find these organizations? How do you know they're meeting?
They all have monthly newsletters that they put out. So if you're an accountant, you know that the State Society is going to be putting out either an educational group, or once every 6 months they might just do something on a social basis.
Great.
Same thing for the
So
bar
if anyone wants to
association.
network with you or get on that list, if you wouldn't mind, I'd love to, when we put your information out there,
Sure.
have them contact you to do that.
Absolutely.
If that's
Happy to be-
okay.
absolutely be
Because
happy
there
to
is
do
so
that.
much networking,
Yeah.
you know,
No.
and through Jill, you know, I know you and I known
known
each other for
years.
4 years. And we've seen the ups and downs of the networking roller coaster,
What-
of the
what-
soap opera and whatever the case may be.
What makes you? What I mean, I'm sorry. You know, the ups
Please.
and the ups and downs of networking.
Yeah.
At this point now, with besides Gotham and anything else, what do you look for to in a networking group or a networking event to get you out of that same old
Right.
You know,
Well, as I said, I've been a member of BNI. I was a president of BNI. You know, those rules are very, very strict, but I still love BNI. I love the Gotham because it's a little less strict. What gets me out is meeting new people. And sometimes I find that the pay-per events, that when people actually have to pay to go into an event, they're more serious about networking than, say, a free event.
Yeah.
Not putting down the free events at all, but the same people seem to show up at those events.
Yeah.
And you need to keep meeting people, no matter what. It could take one person to change your
Yeah.
whole life.
Oh,
So I try
agree.
to spread myself out.
and
but-
cover a lot of areas.
But
well,
let me tell
yeah.
you, I can network 5 days a week. Networking is a full-time job.
Yeah.
It really is.
Oh, yeah,
But
it's definitely
I
a
feel
full-time
it is
job.
the best way to grow your business.
Oh, I agree.
But
You
I
know,
wanna-
the direct,
That's
the direct,
right.
the
I just-
direct
I wanna give-
mailing and the cold calling.
doesn't work.
You know, it doesn't work. We have about 2 minutes left. So in the 2 minutes, what I'd like to do is, if each one of you, for about 30 seconds, can say anything, any last words. That doesn't really. That's very nice.
Thank you. I'd rather have a last meal.
And tell our viewers something in 30 seconds. We'll start with you, Henry. Please.
Well, no man is an island, no woman is an island, and as we said, nobody has a lock on all of the good ideas. And being able to share your information that you have willingly, I think as Jill said, you can tell if somebody's a giver or a taker. But when you find two givers, then magic can happen, because one person can wind up changing your professional life. And that's something that you should try to do, and something that after being here today, I realize that I'm going to try to do that and should do that in addition, and just get out a little bit out of my professional sphere and do a little bit more just with the general population out there.
Well, let me and
Very
Bill,
cool.
I want to thank you again for coming. I believe it's been a great time together. I'm looking forward to working again in the future, and I'm looking forward to, I believe, your next editorial in our next magazine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's a
I
great
thank-
venue,
I
because
thank you
talk
for that.
about networking, being able to get the information out there is just a
I
great way to
thank
do
you for
it.
that. And Jill, thank you again. In 30 seconds, please.
What's
so
your
we don't
30
run-
seconds?
If we don't run over, it's your 30-second elevator speech. Any words that you like to discuss?
Just whoever you're going to do business with, whoever you're going to sit down with, just know they're doing the right thing for you, and just make a difference in people's lives. That's really what my motto is, and that's how I live my day, every day.
I thank you, just like I told Henry. I appreciate you coming on our show
Thank you.
today. I believe we
honor.
had a great time.
Yes.
And I'm looking forward to continuously work with you.
Yes, absolutely.
And on a personal level, thank you for doing business with each other.
Yes.
So let me
Yes.
thank you publicly as well.
you.
Bill?
Partner? No,
Great
this is another good show. Again, it's about bringing industries together, bringing people together, networking correctly, and not being out for yourself, but being out for to help people and everything else. I mean, it's just everywhere. Everything that we have done, everything that we do, and everything that we bring up on the show, and everything that we publish, there's meaning behind it. And our workshops, again, just really quick, our workshops that we will, if you go to www.networkusa.biz, B-I-Z, please come to our workshops and really get the outline and the object of what we're doing. All right?
And I appreciate that. And just to wrap it up, I know we have 30 seconds left. As I said earlier, beginning of the show, networking is for you. Go out there and do what's right for you. Do something for you. Till next time, thank you very much. We're Network USA.